You need to dream bigger and you need to believe it's possible. Your life is 100% up to you.
I hate the word budget. It's limiting. I hate being limited. I want to create wealth. Welcome back to the Jared Briggs Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been working on something new here where I've been really working on how am I going to do this show? I call it the Jared Briggs Show. I've got a big vision and dream of what I want this show to be, and it's been a learning process. So I've currently been working with ChatGPT and who I call Nova, my personal friend now, and was bouncing some ideas off her. And I come up with an idea where I was like, I want to find areas where I see conversations about money. You guys, I've just got this dream and passion about money, teaching people what is money, how does money work, what to do with money, and just breaking the traditional trend that we have in the United States of America, where the majority of people are poverty. The majority of people are living paycheck to paycheck. And there's just a certain few, the 1% or less than 1% that are actually creating wealth. You see, I believe that there's a way and a possibility for everybody to accomplish their goals and their dreams financially in whatever realm it will be. And so I've gone down this path searching these things. And I was asking Nova, and Nova said Reddit. I don't know if any of you have messed with the app called Reddit. I downloaded it, asked Nova to teach me how to use it. She gave me some ideas, and I've really been enjoying the conversations that's going on in here. I've actually got my phone right here, and I'm going to be going through a couple questions that I've seen people ask on Reddit, where I've commented, tried to add some value, but I just think they're good conversational pieces. And so I've been putting all of this together. I've got a lot of things that I'm working on, that I'm doing, creating, and this is part of it. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you get value from this. The first question or comment came, and it said, tips to save money. So I'm actually going to read the comment right here. It said, okay, long story short, I make okay money, $60,000 in Michigan. I'm 30, bought a house about 2 years ago. My brother just sold me his car that was valued at $15,000 for $10,000, so I couldn't pass it up. I've always been an advocate of no car loans and drive beaters. I just switched to Mint Mobile and changed home and auto insurance, which saved a lot monthly. What are other things people are doing to save money? I don't eat out much and I don't go out much. So the whole question here is tips to saving money. Well, the first thing that popped into my head when I was thinking about this, and the thing that I got to say is I'm no expert when it comes to money or finances. I, just like this individual, had questions. I started, 18, 19, 20, even before then, started, what is money? How does money work and what to do with it? So I was really searching these things. And the things that I've learned about money, they're not my knowledge. It's literally come from books. It's come from podcasts. It's come from thinking about it 24/7, 7 days a week, all the time for long time now. I literally spend a lot of time. Like this last weekend, at the time of recording this, I was riding a horse and I was thinking about financial education. I was thinking about adding value and what I could talk about and what I could do. It's just something I think about all the time. So I share that here because I'm no hero. I have literally taken principles and thoughts and ideas and lessons from books, from podcasts, from YouTube videos, from all these different conversations and things that I've listened to. And I've just pieced it together in my own life and just taken bits and pieces of what I like, what fits me, what energizes me when it comes to finances, and created a plan. And the first thing I thought of when I read this question and read this comment was, saving money will never make you rich. Like if we're looking to create abundance, and that can be by your definition. Everybody's going to have a different definition of wealth or riches or just whatever all the terminology is that everybody comes across. Oh, they're loaded. They have a lot of money. They're rich. They're wealthy. Everybody has a different definition. But never has anybody ever created an abundance of riches or wealth by saving. It's always been by investing. It's always been by creating. It's always been by, hitting the next big invention or starting a business or making that right stock purchase or, whatever it is that you're into. It's always been investing and expanding and growing. So I look at saving is for a purpose to invest. If you're like, hey, I want to start a business. Well, something great to do would be like, hey, I'm going to start saving $100, $200, $300 a month, whatever you can, even $25 a month. I'm going to start saving this into a specific account, and I'm going to start studying business. I'm going to start studying the things that I'm interested in, and I'm going to take that. And eventually when I come across an opportunity, great, I've already got an amount of money that I can use to expand into those things. So these tips for saving money, it's never going to create wealth. We're going to constantly be fighting the battle of saving money. The better question here would be, what can I do to increase my income? Because by changing a mindset from saving and living in scarcity, now we're looking at the opportunity of increasing income. If he is wanting to save money for a purpose, saving is for a purpose. If you're just saving to save, there's always going to be something that comes up. Have you ever been saving money and something comes up? Your freaking transmission in your car goes out, or the washer and dryer go out, or this, or this, or this. And you're like, gosh dang it, I was saving that money for this, but then this happened. But what if you changed your mindset to, I'm going to increase income so that I can do more, and when something happens, it doesn't disrupt me? That is a complete mindset shift. The next thing that I thought about that really helped me from all these things that I learned and studied was creating what I retermed a wealth creation plan. A lot of people use the term budget. There was a book that I read where they talked about budget, and they said a budget is limiting. A budget is like scarcity. Nobody likes to be told what we can and can't do. Nobody likes to be told you can't do this and you can do this. And that's what a budget does. But it's still a good thing. And so that's where I'm like, okay, a wealth creation plan. I'm going to create a plan that I stick to every single month. When I get paid, when my wife gets paid, any transaction of money that we do, we have a plan. And this wealth creation plan is what tells us and guides us in what to do. I think all the time, if I come across something that I want to buy or I do, I'll literally think of our plan, our goals and our dreams and the things that we're working towards as a couple and me as an individual. And I'm like, okay, does this help me towards what it is that I want to create and who it is that I want to be? Or does this take me away from because I'm spending or doing something? So creating that wealth creation plan first is knowing your money, what I call being a steward. So if you're a steward of your money, you know how much money's coming in, you know how much money's going out, you know where it's going, you know what it's going to, you're disciplined, you don't have any subscriptions that are just a waste of time and money. You don't have any waste. You're very disciplined with your money. The next thing is creating a purpose for savings within your wealth creation plan. Let's say you want to buy a house. It's a massive dream of yours to buy a house. Well, you can create a plan in your wealth creation plan. I'm going to save X amount of dollars every single month towards buying a house. And you can then focus on, how do I increase my income? So I go from saving $100 a month to $200 a month, to $250 a month, to $300 a month. You see, you increase your income and it allows more things to happen quicker. And then the next thing with there is investing. There is only an opportunity to invest. Every time we spend money, every time we make a transaction, I mean, money's floating through the air right now through all these digital cash apps and everything that we have. It's literally floating through the air now. So we're literally changing our mindset to, I'm going to create a wealth creation plan. I'm going to increase my income. I'm going to be disciplined with my money, and I'm going to invest, and I'm going to expect a return in everything that I'm doing, which leads into increasing income. I love the idea of saving money. I believe in the idea of saving money. My wife and I save money, but it's for a specific purpose. We don't save for a rainy day. I don't want to attract a rainy day into my life. I don't want to save for an emergency fund because I don't want to attract emergencies into my life. I've got money, I've got investments, I've got savings, I've got all these things. So if some of those things do happen, something happens with one of my kids or vehicles and all that, and we got to replace it or fix it or do something, it's like, okay, we have money to do it. But that money is labeled for the purpose of investing and growing. If I got a detour real quick and fix something or take care of something, great, I've got the money to do it. But I'm never focused on rainy days. I'm never focused on emergencies. I don't want to focus on those things. I'm planned for them. I plan for and expect the best all the time. And that is a mindset shift. So this whole idea of tips to save money, I like the idea. It's a good idea. It's a sound idea. But let's revert our mindset. Let's improve our mindset to, how do we increase income? How do we increase investments? How do we increase our opportunities and our availabilities? That mindset shift was a big thing that I learned through the books, The Richest Man in Babylon and The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Those two books is where I learned a lot of these concepts of, okay, saving money is a good thing, but let's look at it from an abundance perspective. Investing is the right thing from an abundance perspective. And then managing our money, knowing what's going on with our money, and us being a steward, telling our money what to do instead of our money telling us what to do, that is from an abundance mindset. So The Richest Man in Babylon and Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, those two books right there were very valuable in helping me get a better grasp on my money. When my wife and I were first married and I really started studying these things, I was making less than $1,000 a month. We were broke. But I was like, I've got to learn these things. I've got to figure out how to manage this money, because if I can't manage $1,000, why would God give me $10,000? If I can't manage 1,000, why would I have 10,000? So that's a really fun topic right there. The next one was trying to cut spending down, spending almost $5,000 a month. I'm going to read this comment too. It's really long. I'm going to kind of bust through it, but right here it says, 28 years old, looking for advice. My goal is to save $1,000 monthly. I'm currently saving half of that, so $500 a month, and only recently have I started taking budgeting more seriously. I am in some ways in a fantastic spot. I don't have any debts, no cars, no student loans, nothing. I have a good retirement and good savings, but I want to do even better. I want to start saving for a house as well as start sinking funds for my dog's vet bills as well as car maintenance, but all of my money is just flying out the door. So general current budget income is right around $4,627 per month. Rent is $1,800. Utilities is $255. Dog is $350. I would give the advice right here, $350 per month, not including vet. So this is for food, medications, and daycare. $350 a month, that's a lot of money. Maybe they live in a big city. I live in the country. I do not spend that much. I mean, I probably spend in a year, maybe $600-700 on my dog. Well, I had some crazy things happen, but I just look at that because then next it says a vet bill, $126 a month for a monthly shot. You guys, my wife she is an animal nutritionist. She took a lot of vet classes. I've yet to this day in my life, owning cattle, horses, dogs, chickens, everything, I've never heard of somebody giving a shot every single month to a dog. $126 a month. So this person is spending $476 a month on vet bills for one dog. That right there is a problem. I'm just being 100% honest. Groceries, $500. Silly purchases, $100. Subscriptions, $137. Insurance, $105. Savings, $500. Gym, $30.22. Gas, $130. Medical varies. Weird expenses, $100. Restaurants, $12. Clothing, $50. Car varies, but no car payment, just maintenance. And then travel varies. One thing I got to say to this person, Gus, Guessrs, great job knowing your finances. Like that right there is the first step. Every time I have a conversation with somebody, every time I read these things, I'm like, I already know the problem. They do not know their income. They do not know their expenses. They do not know where their money is going. That is 100% of the time the problem. I say to 99.999, 100%, because 100% of the time, that is dang near the problem. People just don't know what their money is, but this person has it broken down. Well, anyway, so she goes on to talk about how she's looking for tips on how to reduce expenses. Living costs will keep going up, ladies and gentlemen. I know Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, in his book, he talks about how in a properly ran economy, costs will go down. Well, we haven't had a properly ran economy in a long time. Like, I don't know if we've ever had a properly run economy. Even with our current president being the business person he is and creating from 2016, the greatest economy the world's ever seen, inflation still happens. And I hate to say it, but, well, I don't hate to say it because it's just the honest truth. You make $4,627 a month and you're already pretty, I mean, you could cut out silly purchases. You could cut out subscriptions. You could cut out the gym. You could cut out weird expenses, $100. You could cut the restaurants. but you're only going to gain a couple $100, and if you want to buy a house, a couple $100 isn't going to buy a house in today's world. You could save a couple $100 per month for 20 years and you're probably still not going to buy a house, depending on where you live. Down payments, insurance, everything that you got to spend is super expensive. And so, like she even says right here, I think it's a she cut out subscriptions. She doesn't need Netflix. She's thinking about buying a lawnmower to save $40 on the cutting. Time is so much more valuable than money. This is the honest thing that I would share to this individual. You will never be able to cut enough expenses to save $1,000 a month. You're going to literally have to cut pretty much everything out of your life. You're going to have to live bare minimum nothing. Like you're going to have to get rid of your dog to achieve this, because that right there is dang near $500 a month. Like you're going to have to get rid of a lot of things. But my thought is, what if instead of cutting, what if you increased your income? You see, I've heard this term online a lot. There's many successful people, they say it's easier to make $1,000 a month than it is to save $1,000 a month. And I chewed on that for a long time, literally years and years and years, because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand from their perspective. I didn't have the knowledge base of it's easier to make $1,000 than it is to save $1,000. But I put that to the test and I'm like, okay, could I increase my income so that I could save X, Y, and Z numbers, that my wife and I could invest into building a house like we did and doing a lot of these things? I literally put this to the test. And I'm here to say, you guys, you will never cut enough spending. You will never cut out enough stuff to outrace inflation and the cost of living. I mean, this person said rent. She even said right here, she said rent $1,800 a month. It used to be $1,500. But because of inflation and everything, it's gone up $300. Well, what happens when it goes up to $2,000 and then it goes up to $2,200 and then it goes to $25 and then you buy a house and it's even more? What happens then? What more are you going to cut out? You can only cut so much in your life. I hate this topic where people say, oh, the reason why people are broke is because they go to Starbucks and they go to the gas station and they eat out. Really? $5 is why you're broke? $8 at the gas station is why you're broke? I mean, you really do the math. And you're like, okay, that's a couple $1,000s a year. It's not life-changing. But what if I took that same amount of effort and energy? You guys, everything is energy. What if you took the energy that you are giving to cutting and saving? I guarantee this person is thinking about it day, night, all the time. Like, what could I cut? What could I cut? What could I cut? What if you took that same amount of effort and energy and you said, what could I do to increase my income? How could I collect another $1,000 per month? What is a side hustle? What could I do at my job? What value could I add at the company where they would pay me instead of paying me $4,600? What could I do to make $6,000 a month? Could I create enough value? Could I develop my skill level enough where I could go to the company and say, pay me $72,000 a year, pay me $85,000 a year? This is what I'm doing. Or could you create a side business or a side hustle or something to make another $500 to $1,000 a month? And then that solves your problem there. I mean, just looking through these finances, I don't know what you would cut unless you got rid of your dog and some of the other things. Like literally you couldn't cut enough. I mean, this person is already not spending very much money, but you could increase your income. There is no lack of money in this world. There is billions and trillions of dollars in transaction at this very moment that you are listening to this. It's floating through the air. It literally is floating through the air. So I would advise this person, stop focusing on cutting, stay very organized with your money, know your income, know your expenses, know what you've got going on, take all of your other energy. You could literally break this down to where you're like, all right, I know my money. I'm going to put 5% of my energy to this every single month. Every time I get paid, I go in, I manage my finances, I tell my money what to do. The other 95% of my energy is going to go towards increasing income, developing new skills, learning AI, learning new talents, skills, and abilities at your job, doing anything you can to increase your income. And next thing you know, you're going to have developed these skills where you're making even more money and you just solve the problem. So now you don't need to cut things out of your life. You can actually add things into your life that is important to you and that you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, God has created the ability for man and woman to create beautiful things in this country. We have beautiful homes. We have beautiful vehicles. We have phones and all these other cool, incredible things that we get to use. And by purchasing those and by using them, it creates value to other people. So why not? Why not continue to progress and expand and live in abundance in that way? All right. The next question that I came across on Reddit was, if money was not an issue, what would be your ideal job? This one was pretty cool. If all wages were equal and you got to work doing whatever you wanted, what would you do? Even if it requires a degree you don't have, I want to hear it. I would love to work in a library or a small town bookshop. That's cool that that person shared that. And I thought this was pretty cool because I literally asked myself this question a little bit over a year ago when I was a little bit frustrated in my current career. And I said, if I didn't have to make money today, what would I do? And so I just wanted to share this. And I hope you guys share it too. And I hope this gets your minds thinking of, oh man, I actually have dreams and goals and things that I want to achieve. And you start working on them from a small scale, any way that you can. My dream is financial life coaching. That is literally why I create this podcast. That is why I'm working on some other things that I'm working on. I literally want to have conversations with people about money and about mindset, and to plant new ideas and concepts and philosophies and ideas into people's minds so that we see things from a different way. That is what I enjoyed about reading, The Richest Man in Babylon and The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and all of these other really cool books out there that teaches us business and mindset and personal development and money and finances and taxes and all these different things that we have. Is every time I read something or look at something, I'm like, this isn't my knowledge. This isn't my information. All of this stuff right here that I'm sharing with you guys, I learned from reading and listening and hearing and hundreds and thousands of conversations with people about money because I'm interested in it. And I just want to share that with people. I want to help people gain new perspectives and ideas when it comes to money and finances. So that is my overall life goal, is to create a way where I can spend my time doing financial life coaching and help people achieve their financial goals and their dreams, to not live paycheck to paycheck, to stop living so caught up in worry and stress about money, and to live life on our terms, to live life based on the beautiful world that we live in, this country, and everything that we have. So that is my lifelong goal and dream. I think it's cool. They want to work in a library or bookshop. Books are incredible. Mine is financial life coaching. So there you go, everybody. This comes from Reddit, these questions. That is a pretty cool app. If you guys have never played with Reddit, go into ChatGPT and ask her how to use. I always call her, I guess, because I don't want to be talking to a guy. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but her name's Nova. Go in there and ask, hey, how do I use Reddit? And it'll spit out a real quick thing, show you things you can even say, hey, I'm interested in this, this, and this, and it spits it out. Pages to follow, and it just took me down an incredible amount of rabbit holes. And I've already got a ton of plans for the next podcast episode. So you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you have the best day ever. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Again, this is the Jared Briggs Show, and stay tuned for more episodes.